Namaskar. Welcome to India International. Is China pushing India towards the US? How should India respond to a more aggressive China or even a more assertive China? These are the two questions I would like to talk about today. The COVID pandemic has turned the world opinion dramatically against China. New equations are emerging, and we can see that new political relationships are also emerging around the world. India's relations with the West, in particular with the US, are also one of them. Till now, India has avoided any specific anti China posturing. It has not allowed its relationship with the West or the US to be branded as anti China. The question is, if India wants to do it today or if India does it today, will it amount to the so called strategic autonomy being lost? Well, there are quite a few people in India who would like to believe so. They believe that India should maintain equal distance between the US and China. They also should believe that India should not tilt towards any one of them, that is either China or the US. This is actually consistent with the philosophy of non-alignment, which was in a way response to the Cold War. The Cold War, which was the superpower rivalry between the United States and the Soviet Union, way back in the 1950s and the 1960s, which also lasted almost until the early 1970s. Current rivalry between the United States and China, there are some people who would say that this is more like a new Cold War. Hence, the need for equidistance between the US and China. That is their argument. However, we should understand that the contemporary rivalry between the United States on the one hand and China on the other is actually not a Cold War. It is in fact far from being a Cold War. So what is different? The Cold War was actually a very unique phenomenon. The rivalry between the two superpowers, the US and the USSR, was not only about political power, it was not only about influence around the world, but it had a very distinct ideological dimension as well. It divided much of the world into two power blocks. It divided countries between those who aligned with the US and those who aligned with the Soviet Union. And thus, very distinct power blocks came into existence, which, in a sense, were two watertight compartments which never interacted with each other or which hardly interacted with each other, either politically or economically. Contemporary US-China rivalry is in fact not like this. Both these countries are heavily invested into each other. They have a long-standing trade relationship. They have invested into each other. They have bought each other's government bonds, and they have a long-standing political and diplomatic relationship as well with each other. This rivalry has actually not led to the division of the countries into two power blocks or two watertight compartments. And it is in that sense we can see that the contemporary US-China rivalry is not a Cold War, which was the fact as far as the US-Soviet rivalry in the 50s and 60s is concerned. And therefore, wisdom says that the strategy that was useful as a response to the US-Soviet Cold War may not really be a very suitable response to the contemporary US-China rivalry or US-China relationship. China's challenge to India is a manifold challenge. There are various aspects of this challenge. One of the challenges is trade. We can see that India already has a huge trade deficit vis-a-vis China. As far as trade is concerned, there is also another aspect, and that is the challenge of dumping of Chinese goods. Other aspect of Chinese challenge is its increasing influence in India's neighborhood. Maybe it is because of BRI or because of any other infrastructure related investment China has been making in the Indian neighborhood. Third challenge that we can mention is about the maritime challenge. China seeks to dominate, and it has been actively engaged into several things which would increase its dominance, not only over South China Sea, but also in the broader Indian Ocean region. Perhaps the most important challenge China places to India or places before India is a challenge on the border. We share a border which is more than 4,000 kilometers long, and across this border there is a Chinese challenge which is a military challenge and which is also in a sense an invasionist challenge. And thus we need to give a well calibrated response to China. Closer ties with United States, which is the arch rival of China, is in fact one of them. United States is in fact a good ally for India in the last few years. We already have weapons purchase agreements with the United States. There is a growing defense cooperation between the two countries, and it is not only limited to dialogues, etc., but it has expanded into areas like joint exercises of the navies of the two countries, particularly in the Indian Ocean region, which has some significance for China. United States is interested, and so is their business community, to invest in India, and this is a very significant development for India, particularly in the present context where we need to welcome foreign direct investment into our economy for our economy to restart, which has taken a very bad beating thanks to the COVID. For those who still stuck into what I usually call the Cold War mindset, I think I may talk about one reminder, which is a historical incident. India compromised the principle of non-alignment and equidistance way back in the year 1971. We signed the Treaty of Friendship with the Soviet Union in that year. Obviously, there were reasons why we signed the treaty. However, non-alignment thereafter remained only as a rhetorical tool and not as a useful geopolitical policy. What had happened before that? In the year 1969, United States wooed China. The reason behind was that China had parted ways with its communist big brother, the Soviet Union. And in order to take the benefit of the rivalry between the two communist countries, United States wanted to befriend China, and they used Pakistan, the common friend of the two, as the via media of getting closer to China. This brought into effect what was known as the Washington-Beijing-Islamabad axis that led to the formation of the subsequent New Delhi-Moscow axis. So obviously, geopolitics dictated that we tilted towards the Soviet Union, that we compromised the principle of equidistance and non-alignment. But if geopolitical reasons can justify one tilt in 1971, which was in favor of the Soviet Union, why can it not justify the other tilt, which could be in favor of the United States? As long as India manages its relationships well, it gets closer to various alliances, including the Quad, and actively participates in the reinvigoration of the Quad mechanism. As long as India becomes an active power in the Indian Ocean region, as long as India gets closer to the European Union as well as the UK, there is no harm in getting closer to the United States as well, because all this will give us an alignment, give us a network which will work against China, taking advantage of the world opinion that is increasingly turning against China. I think it is worthwhile thinking about getting closer to the US at the moment. So what do you think about this? Please give your comments in the comment box. Thank you.
If you like this video, please share it, and we would love to hear your comments in the comments section down here. Also, please do like our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter to get minute-to-minute news updates. For more such shows and videos, well, subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Now be the first to know about the latest updates on our new news app. Go on your Android or iOS, search for HW News Network. Download our app, choose the language you prefer to get updates in, and be up to date with the latest news.